Hello one and all, GLL back for another video. Okay, there's been a lot of negativity on my channel recently, responses to various people, so people who enjoyed that content, great. This is going to be a more positive video. I'm just going to talk about the fact that 2016 is going to be one of the best years for games, for video games, for me, in fucking history. I mean, last year was just a terrible year for video games. Okay, we got The Witcher 3, we got some good games last year, but there really wasn't a lot of quality. You knew that Witcher 3 was basically going to be game of the year because there wasn't fucking anything else really of any noteworthy quality. But this year is completely different. There's games coming out the ass, there's all sorts coming out. So really hyped for this year and especially for the next couple of months. A lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of months, which I'm really hyped for, and I'm hoping to try and get some reviews out for some of these games. But obviously, with so many games coming out at the same time, I might find it difficult to get reviews out for all these fucking games within a certain time frame. So, anyway, I'm going to kick off with Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 is coming out in May, and I wasn't really hyped for the Uncharted 4. I've just literally completed Uncharted 3 on the collection, so I've done all three Uncharted games on the Uncharted collection for my PS4. I got a platinum on the first Uncharted game, and I haven't gone back to 2 and 3 to collect the collectibles and do all that kind of bullshit, which really just fucking pisses me off. There's a separate video right there about collectibles, which I should really do. But literally, Uncharted as a series, I would say the first one's probably the best one, and they don't have a lot of replay value for me personally. See, when I play a game, for it to have replay value, you have to have sort of a, it's got to have some kind of an open feel, like you can do sort of anything. And Uncharted is very much on rails. It's like watching a film sort of thing, but you're just controlling like little parts of the game. It's not a bad experience. It's fun to play the first time through, but I just think it lacks that replay value, which is why they bang all these collectibles into the game to try and extend the game length and stuff. But that's not how you extend a game's life. Collectibles have to be done well, done right, and the ones in Uncharted are completely worthless. They don't really do anything except like unlock the odd thing like characters in the game you could play as and stuff like that, and guns. But realistically, no one gives a shit about that stuff. At least they do something, but it's not like Halo where you get like cool terminals or skulls that are a lot cooler in my opinion. Anyway, I'm getting off on a bit of a thing there, but basically what I'm trying to say is I wasn't going to get Uncharted 4 at launch, but what happened was I played the multiplayer demo that was on a few weeks ago, months ago, whatever. think it was. I don't know exactly when it was actually. Everything's blurred into one over the last few weeks. But anyway, it was a really cool multiplayer. I mean, really good. It's like 5v5. It's sort of like taking Assassin's Creed, mixing it with Gears of War, sort of bringing that together. You can climb up on things, you can shoot down at people, you can swing on vines, and it's just a lot of fun. Now, whether the whole game's going to be as good as the experience I had in the demo, I don't know. But from that demo, basically sold me on the game. It was really that good. And I've got a guy who I used to know on the 360 who went on to PlayStation, and now I'll be able to play that game with him. So, hey, PC and GLL back together again for some ass whooping. And he was a Gears of War guy, so should be epic times ahead on Uncharted 4, because that multiplayer is actually really solid, really good. Yeah, as mentioned in my last video when I was talking about Favin, there's some stuff in it that annoys me. There is some stuff in it that annoys me, but that's not going to stop the overall experience. I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait to play some more multiplayer on Uncharted 4. Really good experience, and I hope you're enjoying the gameplay. So anyway, next one I'm going to talk about is Quantum Break. Quantum Break coming out at the beginning of April. Um, wasn't really hyped for this game either. But what happened was my brother Rock 3D was going to get it, and then he was like, shit, I don't have enough money for this, and I'm not getting it. I was like, but you fucking said you were getting it, so I wasn't going to get it because you were getting it. And he was like, oh, right, yeah. And I think what happened was he was just saying he was going to get it so he could get me hyped for it, so then I would end up buying it. But basically, um, again, I wasn't really hyped for this. I saw the E3 stuff last year, and I'm not really excited about these time powers and the way the gameplay looks. But the actual story interests me, the actual characters, the concept. I've got a bit of a spoiler here, so if you don't want to hear it, just cut the video now. I'll give you like 5-10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. Basically, what sold me on Quantum Break is this guy basically uploaded all the levels, so I know what happens in like the first 2 levels now. And what happens is that you actually don't just play as Jack Joyce. You're actually playing as the other guy who is I forget the actor's name, but basically you play as both sides. You play as Jack Joyce's side and you play as the villain side, which I think just it's epic. And stuff you do as the villain will affect the story, the same way that stuff you do as Jack Joyce affects the story. And then you get to watch like this drama unfold in like a TV show. Sounds incredibly ambitious. Sounds an incredibly ambitious project, and one that I'm looking forward to. So let's see what happens with that. I'll let you know, obviously, what the game is like when I've actually played the gameplay, experienced the fucking story. But as of right now, looking forward to that game. Looks pretty amazing. I think if you've got an Xbox or a PC, you should definitely check that game out. Right. Save that for the end. Okay, Gears of War 4 is coming out at the end of the year, but on April 18th, for people that have Gears of War Ultimate, and then I think it's 24th for people that don't, we're getting a beta, an open beta, or a closed beta for a few days, but it's going to be open. So we'll get to play Gears of War 4 and see what it's like. Now, of course, I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to Gears of War. I think the first one was the best one, and that 2 and 3 kind of were a letdown, and then Judgment kind of revived it. Most people actually completely disagree with me on that, but you know, that's just my fucking preference. So not massively over optimistic about Gears of War 4's multiplayer, but I am really excited about continuing the campaign, because the campaigns on Gears of War are normally excellent campaigns. So I'll get to experience the gameplay and see what they've done to improve it or make it worse or whatever. I know that wall kicking's back, where you jump over the wall and kick. I've always thought that was stupid, so straight away we know we're going to be it's going to be a game like a Gears of War 3 or whatever. Looking at that, I hope they don't bring grenades back, where you can stick grenades on walls, because that's like the worst thing. That's like the AIDS of Gears. So that's why I really hate 2 and 3. Because that isn't in Judgment and Gears 1, so hopefully that doesn't come back. But so if, like I say, hype for Gears of War beta, hopefully I'll get to check that out and see what that's like. One for August. This one's actually coming out after E3, but I'm going to throw it out there now. Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Okay, Deus Ex is an incredible fucking series. I've never actually played the first one. I was hoping to pick that up on Steam at some point, because everybody says it's the best one or whatever. Whether that's true, I don't know, because I've never played it. But I will play it at some point. Anyway, Deus Ex Invisible War I have played but never actually finished. But that was an okay game. And if you've ever played, and if you've ever seen Dragon Ball Z, the main character has Yamcha's voice from Dragon Ball Z, as in the Funimation dub. Crazy fucking, when you hear him talking in that game, fucking crazy. Yeah, but still haven't fucking done hardly any of that game. I just picked it up for the original Xbox after I played the recent remake, which was Deus Ex Human Revolution. So anyway, Mankind Divided is a direct sequel to Human Revolution. Human Revolution being the prequel to the original fucking games, if you like. So yeah, really enjoyed Human Revolution. Picked that game up for pennies. I think it was about £8 when I bought that game. And one of the reasons for that was because they did day one DLC on it, where there was like a level and some stuff, and I was like against day one DLC. Still am really. So hopefully they don't pull any shit like that this time. Yeah, I am really looking forward to the new Deus Ex, simply because the last one was so phenomenal, and we've got a new next gen game, and I've got a bit of a dilemma for what console I'm going to buy it on and whatnot, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. So yeah, if you've never played Deus Ex, I advise you pick up the one for 360. It was actually free on Xbox. Games were gold a few months ago. Deus Ex Human Revolution, but you can probably pick that game up for like £5 or whatever now. So I would definitely suggest picking that up and playing it if you haven't already, and seeing what you think. And if you do enjoy that game, then I would suggest you go ahead and pick up Mankind Divided as well, because it's basically the direct sequel. And I love direct sequels. I do. Direct sequels are where it's at. Sequels that have no fucking relevance to the original, like Dragon Age 2, suck fucking ass. So if you've never played a Deus Ex game, the gameplay would sort of be like kind of Metal Gear Solid, but not as punishing. And then this is on hard mode as well. I wouldn't say it was as hard as normal on Metal Gear in some ways. And it's kind of like a mix of that with like a Mass Effect where, and it's not even, you don't have to do stealth. It's kind of one of them games where, like the new Splinter Cells, where you can be stealthy or you can just go in there guns blazing, but there'll be more XP for doing it one way or the other or whatever. There's all kinds of different things you can do, like hack doors, or you can climb over buildings, and there's different ways into buildings, different ways out of buildings. It's not linear, but you've still got an objective you have to do, but you have different ways of getting into the building. Like you can climb onto the roof or whatever, and you have like abilities where you can upgrade yourself, like and stuff like that. So it's like an RPG where you like level up, upgrade your equipment and whatnot. So yeah, it's really really good game. So if you haven't played the first one, I suggest you try that. I say first one. I mean, if you haven't played Human Revolution, I would definitely try that first, because this is a direct sequel. So you should have time to finish that before fucking August, when the new one comes out. Hopefully, we're going to get some more information around E3 time about that game. Hopefully, they don't pull any bullshit on us, any fucking bollocks like, episodic content or anything, because that should be a deal breaker, like right there for me. But as far as I'm aware, it is a complete experience. We'll be releasing in August. So, looking forward to that. Yeah, okay, moving on. Now we move on to Nintendo. Okay, Star Fox Zero. I'm a pretty big Star Fox fan. The first Star Fox I played was the 64 one. I got the Platinum Edition, and that was like £10 in Toys R Us on offer, whatever. Like when the N64 was more or less phasing out, they had this big bargain bin full of Platinum Star Fox games. Man, if only I'd had the fucking money then I had now, I'd have bought the whole fucking crate of them, and I'd now be fucking rich. Okay, but no, I didn't. I just got one. But anyway, fantastic fucking game, and fantastic series. A lot of people don't really like adventures, and they don't really like Assault and whatever. Not me. Loved them all. Great games. Command was shit on the DS, but again, that's like fucking common knowledge, I think. But basically, new Star Fox game coming out in April. Very hyped for this new game. Going to be amazing. Star Fox is basically a arcadey style space shooter where you play as Fox McCloud, obviously, And he's got like different paths you can take through the galaxy until you get to the end boss of the game, basically. So you do all these different levels in a varying difficulty, and it's like basically each time you play, it's like a different experience because you can take what path 1 or path 2 or path 3 each time you play. So, you know, it is varied, but they're not typically very long games or whatever. And I think that's why they're doing the bundle over in the US, where you get your Starfox Guard and your regular Starfox. Now, this is where some confusion has been going on, because in the UK, the only way you can get Starfox Guard on a disc is to go to Nintendo's store, and bear in mind they've already sold out, and buy the Ultra Edition, which comes with a tin box, a normal Starfox with case, Starfox Guard with case, and a t-shirt and a hat and all this other fucking bollocks, or whatever. There's like different ones on there. Nintendo really dropped the ball with this. Why can't you just release Star Fox Guard as a game on its own for like 20 quid or whatever? I mean, I'm not that interested in Star Fox Guard, which is why I'm just picking the Star Fox game up anyway, because I'm not going through all the rigmarole of setting up an account on Nintendo's website and then buying a fucking Ultra Edition that I'm never going to fucking use. I'm never going to fucking play Star Fox Guard. You know, 5 Nights of fucking Slippies, someone said on a video, which was just hilarious. I'm not interested in that shit. So, and I think Nintendo's handled it really badly, because a lot of people watch the US Directs like I do, and there was a European Direct apparently that explained that the versions of the Europe whatever. Okay, I think a lot of people just watch the fucking US Direct, to be honest. I mean, Bill Trinan, Reggie, entertaining. Who's the European guy? Don't know, because I've never fucking watched it. Well, you see what I'm saying? So, I don't know why they need 2 fucking different directs, like having a European and an American. I don't see the point in having 2, because you could just tell us on the US Direct when the game was releasing in Europe and vice versa. Okay, if there's like a specific game that's only coming out in Europe, then do another video on the Nintendo YouTube or whatever and tell us about it through that. Don't put it on a Direct. You know, that's my thoughts on that. I don't think you need 2 Directs when every single fucking game will be coming out. And anyway, you could still have 2 Directs if you wanted to, but you could still explain that in Europe you'll be getting version whatever of the game. Like I say, not particularly bothered, because I'm not getting Star Fox Guard anyway, because I'm not going all through that trouble just to get it. My brother, Crimson Crunch, he will be getting the Super Edition of old Star Fox over there. So why, I don't know, because he's nowhere near as big of a Star Fox fan as I am. We want to take a page out of history, you know. I think he may have Star Fox 64 second hand somewhere, because he did end up getting a 64, but I don't believe he's got Star Fox Adventures. I don't believe he's got Star Fox Assault. So there you go. I think he might be the one that's got Command, actually. That's why I've played it, and it's fucking terrible. Yeah, flying a spaceship with a pen. No thank you. But yeah, so Star Fox. You've got to be hyped for Star Fox. Anybody that's ever played Star Fox will just know that they're excellent quality games. When you've got fucking Miyamoto fucking directing a game, he doesn't fuck around. So I'm expecting quality, and you know, this has been a long time coming for a new Star Fox game directly made by, you know, Miyamoto and Nintendo, because that was like the last one was literally the N64 one. The other games were made by Rareware, and that was like an RPG, like a Zelda, and the other one was made by Namco for Nintendo. So, you know, this is a big game for this year if you're a Nintendo fan. Whether the game will turn up on the NX or whatever, I don't really fucking care, because I don't even know if I'm getting that yet. So, anyway. So while we're on the subject, brings us around to the NX. So, E3 this year. What am I expecting? Well, obviously, Nintendo is going to do some kind of reveal for the NX. They would be stupid not to do that. A lot of people are expecting it to come out this year. I'm actually one of those people. I really do think it will come out at the end of this year. But there's potential there for it to come out next year as well. It doesn't really matter which, because right, I'm keeping my hype on the NX to the bare minimum. Okay. There's been a lot of stuff circulating about the controllers recently. That shit was leaked maybe, I don't know, 6 months ago. It may have been, I think it was before Christmas that those controllers were leaked, and they're now just finally circulating around YouTube. That they were leaked ages ago. I fucking saw shit about them on some website months ago. Someone fucking posted it to me or whatever. Yeah, not really reading too much into any rumours, because they're just rumours. If they turn out to be true, then obviously I'll talk about them. So basically, my concern for the NX is, number one, it won't have a fucking disc slot. It will be all digital. That is my main concern, okay? Controllers, okay. Touchscreen controllers, whatever. That might be a deal breaker for a lot of people, but for me, I like to own physical games. I'm not going to be buying a console to download shit digitally. So if Nintendo goes that way, then I ain't going with them, basically. So I'm not too concerned either way. If Nintendo does go that way, then it's Nintendo. Frankly, Nintendo has been getting worse and worse and worse and worse for a long ass time, and I've supported them through thick and thin, realistically, with my money, not by word of mouth, because the end of the day, someone asks me about a Wii U, I'll tell them what I honestly think of it. And the way I see it is, it's going to be exciting finding out one way or another what the NX is and how it works and whatever. So I'm looking forward to it. So E3 this year should be pretty big as well. I suspect there may be a trailer for either a Destiny 2, which I don't really give a fuck about, but I'm expecting that. I'm expecting there to be obviously announcements of the new Call of Duty, whatever the fuck they're going to throw out there. Probably another Assassin's Creed, possibly another Watch Dogs game. And that's about it, really. You know, just generic shit that we're all expecting. You know, FIFA fucking whatever, shit like that. So, not that hyped for multi-platform games. But hopefully they'll surprise us with something. No Man's Sky is a game that's got a big question mark on it for when that game's ever going to release. It is coming to PS4 first as a timed exclusive, I believe. When it's going to release, I don't fucking know. It's not a game that for everybody, but I think it's a game that a lot of people will be interested in. But whether it'll be a game that a lot of people actually enjoy is another thing. But yeah, to sum up, this year is going to be really good for video games, even if E3 bombs, which, in all honesty, I don't think it will bomb. Even if Nintendo drops a bollock, I think there's going to be at least 2 or 3 games there that are going to interest me. You would think, being as it's E3, even if it's not stuff coming out this year, then it's going to be next year. And this year, like I say, I've already got Starfox, Quantum Break, Uncharted 4, Deus Ex, and Gears of War 4. So that's 5 titles. That's more than enough for me when I've already got a huge fucking backlog of games to go to and dip into whenever I want to. So 5 titles is a lot better than last year, where I think the only games I got were probably The Witcher 3. Yeah, so the only games I got for my new consoles last year were the Order 1886 and The Witcher 3. So already we are 3 games up on that, potentially. So yeah, hyped for this year. I think it's going to be an amazing year for video games. Let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think I'm talking shit? What do you think all them games are going to fucking be a pile of crap or whatever? Okay, your opinion, fair enough. But I'm hyped for these games. And the NX, again, could be interesting, could be good, but it's Nintendo, so I'd hold all your expectations until we actually see what the fuck they're actually going to do. Okay, this could be the next Dreamcast over here. You know, in the sense that, you know, most people say the Dreamcast is a good console, but is it too little, too fucking late for Nintendo? You know, can they pull it back with this next console, or is this console going to be their last console? And, you know, if that happens, are they going to go third party, or what are they going to do? It's going to be interesting finding out either way. So, I'm definitely going to be covering E3, touch wood, so let's see what happens. Feel free to subscribe, guys. See you later.
Close one! I'm on a roll! Hey, I help! Oh, this is not good. Just hang on. Try to shut me down. Not whether you win or lose. How you play the game. But then again, I can